As a young student growing up in Cairo, I remember going regularly to the Egyptian Museum and with my sketchbook being fascinated by the large artifacts, their scale, their amount, and I was really interested in the aesthetics. And later on, now that I'm working quite often with museums and having access to their storage facilities, to their processes, I find it very challenging to unlearn this fascination, to have a different approach to connecting to this heritage, one that is not dictated by how museums want us to look at this material heritage, but one that is more on a personal level, thinking about my connection with my ancestors' heritage, not through the fascination with the aesthetics, with the surfaces, with the materiality, but thinking about the experiences of these objects, the experiences of their dispersion across the world. These challenges I find is rethinking which alternative stories, alternative perspectives, what kind of other ways of connecting to these artifacts that could live into my projects now that I could interact and engage with them in a very different way than before. When I first met Tapparet's sarcophagus, I felt immediately, what is my presence here? What could it mean to her? What can I offer her? And that brought me to a naive attempt to offer her a reunion with all of the objects and the funerary objects that was with this sarcophagus back home. I embarked on a journey of trying to find the original tomb where Tapparet's family was removed. I tried to find all the scattered objects that are now in different museums, but it was very difficult to fully identify these objects with certainty. I struggled a lot trying to offer her this reunion, trying to think of my presence here as something that could heal her, rupture her separation from the land, from the rest of the funerary objects that were supposed to be together for eternity to protect the family that was buried in this grave. After a while, facing all these struggles, I realized that this is what my presence here is all about, this impossibility of reconnecting the family together, this impossibility of identifying the tomb, the impossibility of offering her a healing experience of some sort. I think retracing the objects' histories and thinking of how they were traded, how they were extracted, how they were a piece in a larger infrastructure of exploitation of countries, of exploitation of land, of excavations, and a search, almost a violent search for knowledge. I find museums shifting to discuss their colonial context, their colonial histories, is a very important step in our development as a society, as a community, especially for the act of remembering where we come from, remembering the things that happened, and how we can move forward.